Hi, week 4 of college football is here. It's flying by. Fourth week right here. Busted Play Podcast. Dylan Marsh joined with my brother, JD Marsh, as always, to give predictions of what's going on. So, JD, as I try to figure all this crap out, give everybody our prediction record because I know I'm whooping your ass.
Yes, you are, Dylan. You went 73 last week, bringing your record to 24-7. Very impressive. And I went 6-4 last week.
Thank you very much.
My record to 18-13.
All right, so let's get this going. I'm ready to keep whooping you up and down the field. Our first game, number 23 Utah, going to Arizona and facing Shreveport's own. Oh wow, I'm drawing a blank. I forgot his name. Oh boy, who had that amazing spin move last year? Sean Brown, the receiver for Arizona, from right here from where me and JD are from. Yeah, he went to Calvary Baptist. Played with Shea Patterson, quarterback of Ole Miss. Won the national championship there, I think, 2 or 3 years in a row. I think. Wow, yeah, that's crazy. 2 or 3 years in a row, state champions there. Sean Brown, Shea Patterson, Chauncey Sylvie, whatever. Defensive back for Oklahoma. Yeah, they had a loaded team there. All right, so we have 23 Utah going into, is it Scottsdale, Arizona? Is that where they're at? Tuscan, Arizona, to face the Wildcats. What you got, Jay?
I'm going Arizona here. The dual threat of their quarterback, Dawkins, for Arizona, I think it's going to be too much for Utah's defense, so give me the Wildcats.
All right, well, I'm going to go with you on that one. I'm going to take the Wildcats. I like him at home. I think Sean Brown coming back last week, playing in that game, having that. Did you see that crazy spin move that he had on that punt return? Mm-hmm. I think the athleticism for Arizona is just a little bit too much for Utah. Arizona's had a pretty slow start to the what's going on, JD? Come on now. Get with the program.
My bad.
But I really like Arizona. Like you said, they're the quarterback, very elusive, such a great dual threat. Mm-hmm. I'm taking the Wildcats in this one.
All Yep.
You think it makes a difference whatsoever? No, not at all?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. Well, easy. Jalen Hurts throws for 250 yards and runs for another 82 with 3 total touchdowns. Alabama. Oh, give me the Tide. There's no way.
Apparently, to David Pollock, Vanderbilt is
David Pollock's an idiot.
He thinks that they're a contender in the East, which I don't know how he sees that.
David Pollock's an idiot, dude. Don't listen to David Pollock.
I'm going Alabama, too. They're just too strong. There's a reason why they're ranked number 1.
Yeah. David Pollock's an idiot. That's
all
all I have to say.
Next game we're going to Jerry's World as the Texas A&M Aggies take on the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Why do these two always play there?
I don't know, man.
Okay, well, I will tell you this, though. Arkansas is wearing uniforms dedicated to Jerry Jones. Have you seen these? These are pretty awesome looking. What Arkansas is doing, Arkansas is wearing their colors. They have the red, but basically they're wearing their colors are designed just like the Dallas Cowboys, where they have silver pants, silver helmet with their logo, jerseys just like the Cowboys, but with red. I really like it, and I like the Hogs in this one. Aggies are completely falling apart. Last week they were down at halftime, and everyone was just calling for Sumlin's firing. And I think if he was going to redeem himself, he would have done it already. Both of these coaches are really looking for trouble. They both are on the hot seat. I like Brett Belima in this one. I like Jared Cornelius. I like the receiving core. Another Shreveport native, Jared Cornelius for Arkansas. And defense anchored down by another Shreveport native, Santos Ramirez.
Yep.
Wow, okay. Wow, Shreveport's got a lot of athletes. But, give me the Hogs in this one. I think it's going to be a closer game than what people expect, because A&M's really talented. They really are. I just think that I don't know. I think it's just too far gone for Sumlin to really kind of redeem himself. But I really like Arkansas in this one.
All right, well, I'm disagreeing with you. History repeats itself in A&M. Since they've been in the SEC, they've owned this series. And I think last week, getting Kellen Mond going really in the second half, I know it's a weaker opponent, but they finally got some momentum going. Yeah. And I'm taking the Aggies here.
Okay. Going on, we are moving on to West Side as USC travels to Berkeley to play the California Bears, home of Marshawn Lynch and Aaron Rodgers, the house that Rodgers built and the cart that Marshawn drives. We have California. JD just said 3-0. We got the battle of the unbeatens going in, and
there's several of those this week, Dylan.
You know what, JD? Go ahead and see if you can convince me of who to pick. Because right now, I'm really not sure. But right now, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the Bears. I don't know why, but just try to convince me, and I'll give you my pick.
I'm going USC on the simple fact that they keep going up and down on a roller coaster. After they play a close game, they seem, if it's a roller coaster season, I could see them snap it back this week and actually being focused and dominating Cal the way they dominated Stanford. I'm going USC.
Okay, I hear you. But where Sam Darnold's supposed to be the greatest thing since Andrew Luck, you're supposed to they go to what, overtime or double overtime with a team that's supposed to lose every single game this year in the Texas freaking Longhorns? Like, how do you give Texas the satisfaction of going to double overtime with you in your own house? Vince Young's not even there. What do you? $77, if that makes a difference. 571 yards and 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions going into week 4. And their leading receiver only has 11 receptions for 149 yards and a touchdown. What does that say about a team that's number 8 in the country?
Their defense.
Their defense.
When they won the Super Bowl.
But they don't have a experienced Peyton Manning who can hardly throw the ball and still just control the game. And Michigan's going to get its hand. They're going to, I think, we'll talk about that when Ohio State, whenever their bigger Big Ten games come along. But yeah, no, easily Michigan. Did they even have a spread on this one? You're the spread guy.
10.5 points.
10.5 points. See that? I like that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Easily a very close win for Michigan. Defense holds up. So, moving on to Florida. Florida going up against what JD wrote down, Kent, which I'm assuming is the University of Kentucky. In Kentucky, going up against former Oklahoma coach, Bob Stoops' brother, Mike. No, this is Mark. This is Mark Stoops. This is the brother that didn't come along to ruin Oklahoma program. So, JD, I'm taking Kentucky in this one. Kentucky last year, great football team. Mark Stoops is slowly turning his team around, as you saw last year, getting a lot better as they upset Louisville and shut down Lamar Jackson. I like Kentucky. They're 3-0. They have a really decent quarterback, a great running back, and they did lose their number 1 receiver to Oklahoma. But I have a good feeling about Kentucky in this one. And if you want to win in this ball game, JD, you got to have some balls. And I'm balling out right now, and I'm saying go Wildcats.
Well, Dylan, I'm taking Kentucky too.
Oh, whoa! Oh, there.
Yeah, I think Kentucky's for real. As you remember, Dylan,
you surprised the hell out of me on that
one. You don't remember me taking Kentucky being a dark horse. That was one of the teams I thought was a dark horse to win the SEC East this year. And I like them a lot.
Bad.
Florida absolutely hurt me on Saturday. I had a parlay going where I took Tennessee 5.5.
Yep.
bad beat of the year of Scott Van Pelt, by the way.
Who?
Bad bet right there. So
Sorry, I sound like Scott.
yeah, I'm going Kentucky. Florida continues to struggle moving the ball. Kentucky's defense only allowing 15 points a game. Give me the Wildcats right here.
All right, so we both took Kentucky, which I'm very surprised about that. Brothers think alike or some crap like that, right? I guess we hate each other if you haven't noticed. All right, so now we have Penn State and number 4 Penn State and Shaquan Barkley going in to
Iowa City to
Iowa
take
City.
on Iowa.
Yeah, sorry. I was going to say Des Moines. That's Iowa State, though. All right, but yeah, you have Iowa State 3-0 going up against 3-0 Penn State. And I don't. The 3-0 record for Iowa doesn't faze me at all. This is just like these other years where they were about to put Iowa into the college football playoff, and then they just show up and get exposed. That's exactly what they are. There's one thing I like about Iowa, and that's them waving at the children's hospital. That's amazing. Everything else about Iowa, fake. Fake news. Hawkeyes are fake news. Penn State in this one, big.
Man,
Shaquan Barkley's going to have a big game.
Iowa's offense struggles to move the ball against. I think they play up to their competition. That's with Iowa with me. I can see Iowa, honestly, putting up a really, really good fight and keeping it close, and winning the game like they did against Michigan last year. Everybody was writing off Iowa, and I was very tempted to take them in that game, but I didn't. In this one, I got to go Penn State. Saquon Barkley, man.
He's an animal.
He's going to be the next David Johnson in the NFL.
He's good.
Coming right out of the bat. Wherever he goes, he's going to be able to catch the ball out of the backfield. He's going to be a total 3-down back.
Yep, definitely.
And he's going to go in the first round, I think, in the NFL draft. I mean, in fantasy drafts next year. He's going to be that.
He'll probably go first round in NFL draft.
Oh, yeah, he's
too.
I was thinking fantasy at that point. But, yeah, he's going to be definitely.
All right, so now we have a battle of unranked. Then you also have we have the homeless Notre Dame Fighting Irish, as they do not belong to any conference, which I still do not like at all, but I also like it as well. So they can schedule anybody they want, but they always seem to schedule the same teams.
Yep. I mean, they scheduled Georgia this year.
Yeah. And,
I mean, this is a rivalry game.
Yeah, but it's just getting to the point where I'm like, okay, well, you have free reign to schedule anybody. They do a good job with it, but they seem to schedule the same teams, whatever. Okay, whatever. But you have Notre Dame going in to Michigan State to face the Spartans, who are also 2-0, Notre Dame 2-1. I hate Notre Dame. They have the dirtiest player in the country. Again, another Shreveport native, Jerry Tillery. Last year, what he did, you saw what he did last year, right?
Yeah.
With all that stuff, like, wow. Okay, way to make Shreveport proud, Jerry. But I'm really torn about who I'm going to take for this one. Brian Kelly losing to Georgia by 1, getting very pissed off with the reporters in the press game interview, thinking, kind of knowing that something. If I don't turn this around, I'm out of here. I'm out on the street, going up against. I almost said Tom Izzo. What's the head coach for Michigan State? Tom Izzo's a basketball coach at Michigan State. Oh my God, is it Mike D'Antoni? No, God's another basketball coach. Who is it, JD?
Mark, it's
Italian.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, Mark D'Antonio.
D'Antonio?
Mark D'Antonio. I think. Who gives a shit? I'm taking Notre Dame.
You're taking Notre Dame.
I'm taking Notre Dame. I think they have a chip on their shoulder. Michigan State's just not who they were ever since that Kirk Cousins and Le'Veon Bell left. I just see I see Brian Kelly putting everything out there to save his job, because this is a big game, regardless if that coach was on the hot seat or not. So yeah, I'm taking Notre Dame. I think they sneak one out and head back home to South Bend.
I'm disagreeing with you. I'm going Michigan State right here. I think they're much improved from last year. Mark D'Antonio's defense.
Mark D'Antonio
was
it.
unimpressive last year, and I think it's a bounce back game for Michigan State. Keep it up. Like I'm going Michigan State here at home. They dominated them last year when they played. Give me Michigan State.
All right, this next one, another 3-0 teams. Number 7 Washington going into the surprise team of last year, who were loaded with seniors last year, going into Boulder to play the Colorado Buffaloes. And you smell that?
You're calling it upset.
I'm calling it. I was all about Washington last year. Washington beat Bama. Washington's gonna beat Bama. What did Washington do? They tore my heart out. JD.
Yes, it is.
They tore my heart out by getting freaking.
I told you, man. I tried to tell you.
Alabama just pulled down their pants a little bit and just smacked their booty. Just, who's your daddy is what Alabama did to Washington. And they lost the fastest player in the country, now the fastest player in the NFL, and John Ross. They still have Jake Browning, who has a lot to prove after that loss to Bama. And Colorado just seems like a team to where they could upset Washington. But I saw you write it down, and they're not going to do it. I said I smell an upset, but I don't think it's going to happen. You know, this is one of those games to where Colorado could be the game that proves Colorado is still what they were last year. But I'm not going to pick them until after if they beat Washington. But I'm taking the Huskies in this one. But Colorado, they still got that great run game led by Lindsey. They lost their quarterback. They lost all their seniors on what?
Lindsey is their quarterback.
No, Lindsey's their running back, JD. The quarterback is Montez.
My bad.
But no, Lindsey's a great running back. Yeah. They lost all the seniors on defense. Watch it be close, but I think Peterson pulls this one out just from a coaching standpoint. I think coaching is going to be the big difference maker in this game. But I would love to see Colorado be back to what they were.
I think you picked Washington because you saw me write down Washington.
No. That's the thing.
So that's the only reason why
that's the thing.
No,
you
I'm calling it.
Over-anticipate, James Douglas. You over-anticipate.
No,
you think you know me.
You've
known me for 22
what
years.
I think's going to happen, not about what you pick. So I'm going Washington. Because
wait, what'd you say?
I'm not going off of what you pick just to make it interesting.
I'm not going off what you pick. I didn't even know what you're going to pick.
I'm just messing with you.
What the hell are you talking about? I'm just saying.
Trying to keep that
I could see.
ahead.
Oh, someone's salty that they're getting their butt handed to them right now. All right, but no, all I'm saying is Colorado could have what it takes, especially offensively, to win. But I just think losing all those seniors on defense last year, I don't see it happening.
And Washington's defense is pretty good for what they
still really good from last year. Yeah. All right, so you have Washington, I'm assuming. All right. So now we have my surprise team of the year. I knew Mississippi State was good. I knew that quarterback, Nick Fitzgerald, was good. I knew that quarterback was good. Nick Fitzgerald was very good. Hold on. Before we start talking about this, let me go look at how big Nick Fitzgerald actually is.
Oh, he's a monster.
6'5", 230 pounds. You see, who's the last quarterback you saw this big in the SEC that was actually really damn good? Cam Newton. But Cam Newton was 250 pounds. But still, that's a little bit of a difference. But this Nick Fitzgerald, I saw him last year. I predicted Mississippi State to beat Bama last year because of what I saw the week before when Mississippi State played, I want to say, Arkansas or Vanderbilt. I can't remember. But he had one heck of a game, and I put all my trust in him that Bama just completely flattened him out. That might be different this year. We'll talk about that when we get there. We'll see how they play against Georgia. But this is a huge game. It's going to be a primetime game on ESPN. Number 17, Mississippi State, off of a huge upset against LSU. When I say huge, I don't mean as an upset, but I mean as a victory. A big win. What was it, 35-7?
37-7.
What was it, 37-7? 37-7, coming off beating LSU in that defense. That's actually a really good defense.
Yeah.
And LSU has the best coaching staff, I think, in the nation when it comes to offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
So Mississippi State's going in after that big win in between the hedges to play number 11 Georgia. So this is my game of the week. I think this game is
going to be great.
This is going to be a
It's
great
not my
football
game
game.
of the week, but it's going to be a good one.
So, Jenny, who do you have? Do you have Mississippi State? Anyone there?
I'm taking Georgia. From past years under Dan Mullen, Mississippi State seems to struggle when it comes to the road, especially in hostile environments. That year that they had Dak Prescott, they definitely could have won that game against Alabama in Tuscaloosa. But I thought the play calling by Dan Mullen didn't shape up for right moments, the plays he was calling. So they lost that game, but they played extremely well. And this team's somewhat built like that.
Yeah.
Team from a couple years back.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I like Kirby Smart's defense this year. It returns 10 starters, and they look locked and loaded.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be able to handle Nick Fitzgerald being able to move the ball, and I think that the hostile environment will get to him. I'm calling like a 3-point win for Georgia.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So you think it's gonna be a close game?
I think it's gonna be an extremely close game. I just think home field advantage is gonna.
I really like Nick Fitzgerald, and I think this is a guy that can change the game. And yes,
Do you
go
think
ahead and write down the Bulldogs.
Do you think that if he plays extremely well, this bolts him into the Heisman consideration?
Yeah, I really do.
So you're taking Mississippi State,
I think
right?
after the LSU game, after the game he had, it should be because okay, look, the only thing that really stands out to me through his stats right now, he has 7 touchdowns on the year already, which is pretty dang good. You know, it's definitely nowhere close to Saquon Barkley or even Baker Mayfield.
Oh yeah.
But the dude's 43 for 70, 543 yards, 7 touchdowns. But if you think about it, this dude does a lot of his job on his legs. And I just think that just his offense itself, it's not – this is one of those players like at Auburn, it was all Cam Newton. Cam Newton had to play well for that team to win. Yes, they had, Michael Dyer and a decent offensive line, but you just had a quarterback that's you just couldn't take down who was as tough as nails, which is I think this Nick Fitzgerald guy is. And I think he's going to be the difference maker in this game. I say Mississippi State upsets him. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout.
All right.
But I like the Bulldogs this year. I just really like this quarterback. And in college football, you had Johnny Manziel. You have, I'm not going to say Tim Tebow. That whole Florida team was just amazing those years. Cam Newton. You have this is just the SEC. You can really just have a great quarterback to have a great season. You're not going to sit there and win a national title, and unless you have a team like Florida with Tim Tebow, or if you're just Cam Newton. But I don't see. I see Mississippi State having a Dak Prescott year. When they come to Bama, they're probably going to get exposed, and it's really just not going to be the same. But give me the Bulldogs in this one. I'm really interested in this one. I'm really excited, actually.
All right, Dylan. So that was your game of the week. My game of the week
is going to be a good
one. And the over-under is 71.5, Dylan.
Oh, for combined points?
Yes.
Oh, I see that. Go, I see that one.
This one might
wow.
be 40-something to 40-something.
I say it's 60-something in overtime.
But, dude,
I'm
tempted right now as we got the number 16 TCU Horned Frogs, who are 3-0, traveling to Stillwater to take on the 3-0 and overrated, in my opinion, 6th-ranked Oklahoma State Cowboys. They are not as good as everybody thinks they are.
Bull crap, JD.
Who have they played, Dylan? Please tell me
JD.
what defense they have played.
Okay, but JD, that's the thing.
You're sitting there tell me this.
I know. I'm not saying that they're going to win a national championship. I'm just saying that they are very good offensively. And this is a conference.
Do you think
this is a conference where you don't have to have a defense to win. And honestly, I don't think they'll beat Oklahoma. But I'm just saying, if Oklahoma doesn't show up to play like they do some games, they always show up to play Oklahoma State. But when they show up, all I'm saying is I'm taking Oklahoma State in this one. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Oklahoma State in this one. Mason Rudolph is having one hell of a year. This offense is freaking just high-powered offense. And I don't see how you don't think that they're any good, JD.
I didn't say they're not any good. I said they're just overrated from what people think of.
Tell me. Why do you think they're overrated?
Because,
dude, I'll give you your own screen for this.
I'm telling you this.
You look
right
into
here.
the camera and say it. Look into the camera and talk about it.
All right, what I'm talking about is you put Oklahoma, let's take Oklahoma or Clemson in this matter and put them up against the teams that Oklahoma State has played against. Do you think, seriously sit there and think that Oklahoma wouldn't be putting up at least these numbers on the defenses they've been playing? You seriously don't think that, don't you? You don't think Clemson would be either? These defenses they are playing are not good defenses, man.
I'm not saying anything about how good their defenses are.
I will admit this. Oklahoma State has a potent offense. But once they play somebody who actually has a little bit of defense.
Which is not TCU.
TCU's giving up 14 points a game right now, Dylan.
All right, keep talking. I'm looking about who they played.
They beat Arkansas 28-7.
Okay, a team that has a quarterback that's really not even that great. Yeah, he's good.
SMU's got a fantastic offense, and they put up only 36. I'm just saying.
Only 36.
Yes.
This is the guy who said, "Oh, this is going to be a high-scoring game. Put up 40." So
I'm telling you, Dylan, it's going to be. I'm taking TCU.
Okay. Well,
I don't think
this is the game that we are pissed off at each other about. We seem to get this every freaking week. We always get pissed off at each other from a game. I don't know. I hate Oklahoma State. It is my top 3 teams I hate the most. I'm sorry. Let's go top 4. Let's go. Number 4, USC. Number 3, Notre Dame. Number 2, Oklahoma State. Number 1, Texas. This is one of the teams I hate the most. But I'm going to give them credit.
Here's my top 4. I hate Ohio State. Then it's Notre Dame. I'm flipping it. Texas is number 2. I can't stand Oklahoma State. You
can't stand them now because everyone's talking about them. All right. Okay. I'll say this though. I will say this. Mason Rudolph is a great quarterback. I don't care who you say.
System.
It's okay. All right. So you think if Bossier City's own Deontay Woodtee was in there right now, he would be just as good?
No, I mean the kid's got sealed, but I mean he's been there for 4 years, and
it doesn't matter how long it takes you to get there, as long as you get there.
I mean,
he's there.
I give the kid credit; he's putting it everywhere over the field. But like I said, I mean, defenses aren't that good that he's going up against. The kid's a good quarterback; he's going to make plays. But I don't. When he faces a defense that's actually respectable, and I think TCU's got a respectable defense.
I just got so upset. I don't even remember exiting out of my webpage that we're looking at the games on. Okay. All right. So we're done with that one. We're going on to the last game, which is always.
And we got a bonus one now that we're going to do every week, y'all. And it is we're going to pick a spread.
Yeah.
And I've chosen an interesting one
I'm the sexy, humble host here.
Okay.
I'm the sexy, humble host.
Go,
right?
then, go.
You're just Jay Dougie. All right. You're Jay Dougie. You're the analyst. All right, so we have a bonus game for you today, which is we always seem to talk about this team. I wonder why, but we have OU versus Baylor. And the reason we're talking about this game is not because we like Oklahoma. JD is somewhat of a gambler, I guess you could say. He puts money down every now and then on games and stuff, something I just never do. I don't have money to put down. But, all right, JD, now you can talk about the game. Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
We got the number 3 really Oklahoma Sooners traveling into I don't know how it's gotten this bad, but the 0-3 Baylor Bears. The spread on this game, Dylan, is 27.5 points. That means Oklahoma has to win by 28 or more for you if you decide to take Oklahoma. They have to win by 28 points.
Okay.
And so, Dylan, I want to know if they're going to win by 28 or they're going to win by 27 or less.
I say they win by 27 or less. Yes. Okay, hold on. Let me look.
So you're taking Baylor in the points. Okay. So.
Yeah, but I'm looking at this. I'm going to look at. I know Baylor. What is it? They're 0-3. They're out of freaking sync because of the crap that they've been through with the new head coach and all that stuff. They lost to Liberty 48-45, which is a small Christian school out of, I want to say, North Carolina or Missouri. I don't remember. Then they lost to University of Texas San Antonio 17-10 at home. Both of those were at home in their 2-year-old stadium that Art Briles built, and then he had to go and get fired. And then they lost to Duke 34-20 at Duke. This team is god awful. They really are. When I say they're god awful, I mean I don't think this is just one of those teams that didn't know how to translate and to transition from having a coach like Art Briles, who that story is actually incredible, being a Texas high school coach and a legendary high school football coach in Texas, and then getting an offer to be the head coach of the University of Baylor, which at the time was crappy. Then comes in and he has RG3 and transitions him into being a Heisman winner and turning that program around. From having that guy and then transitioning to someone completely new out of the stuff that he did of basically not reporting any, what was it, sexual allegations? Is that what it was?
Saying he didn't know anything.
Yeah, when he knew everything about it, which was okay. Which shows me he'll do whatever it takes to win, which in NFL, not so bad. You got Bill Belichick. You look at all the rules and see what you can get by with. But in college football, no, you can't do that. But I don't see Oklahoma covering the spread against Baylor because Lincoln Riley, even with these big games, I know it's conference, but if Oklahoma goes up and does what they've been doing every single game except Ohio State, having a pretty decent halftime lead, we have another who I think if he played in another Big 12 offense, our backup quarterback would be a top quarterback in the Big 12.
Oh, don't worry. In great hands.
That's what I'm saying. If Baker, like I've been telling people too before the season started, if Baker Mayfield goes down, Kyler Murray is going to be one hell of a quarterback. He was a great quarterback at Texas A&M. He just hates Kevin Sumlin, and now everyone's starting to see why. And he transferred to Oklahoma. So I just think at halftime he's going to – I say if it's a big league, Lincoln Riley will take out Baker Mayfield. They will take out
Sedarian Lane.
Yeah, they'll take out – yeah, they'll probably take out Orlando Brown, just the star guys that we need to keep them healthy, not risk anything. Mm-hmm. And I still think with those other people in, with how talented they are depth-wise, we could do it, but I don't think that they will. Lincoln Riley just seems like a classy guy, like he's not really going to run up the score. Let's say if Art Briles was still at Baylor from after all this crap that happened, then I'd be like, okay, run the score up on that guy, embarrass him, type thing. But no, I don't think they'll run it up. They might get there by not trying to run the score up, but I just think that they'll kind of coast once they get there. I wouldn't be shocked at all if they do, but I'm gonna say no. I say they get a big league and take them out at halftime.
All right. Well, I'm going with them covering the spread. Dylan, I told you before the podcast, I think Oklahoma's going to hang 60 on them. Like, it's going to be bad. Baker's, dude, they might put up like 35, 40 something in the first half. It's going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly quick. Baylor's offense, man, they're not what they used to be. They're only averaging 226 yards passing, and I mean they're averaging 150 on the ground, but that's not what we used to see Baylor. Their defense is giving up 33 points a game. Like, it's about to get ugly. And Oklahoma's defense is back to its elite level back in the early 2000s, and I like it.
With Hall of Famer Ward Williams.
Yep. So I'm taking Oklahoma to. I'm calling the score like 66 or like 7. Like, it's going to get that bad.
All right. Here's another game. Let's add one more game.
All right.
I want you to look up the spread for Syracuse LSU. Last time I heard, it was a 4-touchdown. LSU was a 4-touchdown favorite. Coming off that loss to Mississippi State. LSU's going in and play Syracuse. Syracuse is 2-1. I think LSU was going to win by more than 38. I'm sorry, than 28. What the heck am I talking about? They might win by 38. I don't know. Being from Louisiana, me and you are not LSU fans, but we watch LSU. Don't you?
Yep.
Okay. You see, for my job, I have no other option but to watch LSU because I have to cover them every week. And what I see, LSU's always been.
It's a 21. LSU's a 21-point favorite.
Okay, last time I heard there's 28. Okay, but coming off that embarrassing 37-7 loss to Mississippi State, I say LSU comes back with a freaking vengeance, and they're going to try to prove people wrong by just completely annihilating Syracuse. I say Geis has one of those huge 220-yard games like he had against the mediocre defenses last year. Mm-hmm. He makes those huge plays. I say that LSU just kills them and wins by at least 30 in this one because I think Ed Orgeron's basically has to prove to the fan base, yeah, no, I'm a good choice.
Yeah,
go Tigers. All that good stuff.
I'm taking LSU too. I think
they're going to.
I mean, if this was in Syracuse and it was a 21-point game, I might be tempted to take Syracuse. But since this is in Death Valley, it's going to get ugly.
Yeah.
Like, the defense is going to get up, being at home.
Yeah.
For really the second time this year. But
so, all right, that's it, guys. Yep. College football week 4 is here. It's flying by. We'll have another post coming up this week. Do not forget to follow me on Twitter at MarshDylan15 or Dylan Marsh 15. It's a new account. I just made a new one. Follow Busted Play Sports on Twitter. James, what is your Twitter account? You don't tweet that much, but
at MarshJD10.
You should tweet more often. It's more fun. It's a lot more fun for me to tweet during football games. I find that out. But I usually do that in NFL games though. Anyway, give us a follow. We post our podcast on there. We'll be back next week for week 5. What are some big games next week, Jay?
I have not.
He has no idea.
I haven't looked yet.
JD is my person to look for things, and
give me just 1 second.
Kind of let me down, but I have a feeling there's some big games coming up this next not this week, but the week next. Anyway, whatever. You'll find out about it next week. All right, guys. Thank you for joining
USC
as always.
Goes to Washington State. Georgia at Tennessee. Cal at Oregon. Vandy at Florida.
All right, so everybody, those are the games we have coming up next week. We'll talk about them things. All right, and as always, thank you for joining us. JD, thanks for always. Everybody, until next week, stay classy wherever you are. God bless.